about the holidays?
Tell me, Renee.
Just the sheer vibe of it. Knowing that it's just like Christmas time, and it's just you can get all dressed up and festive and stuff. It's not even about the presents, honestly. Sometimes it is, but
as old as we are, we're not super old.
I told my girlfriend this year, I'd go, listen, I just want one present from you. If you're gonna get me a present, I just want one present.
Ooh, what is it?
A Mandalorian helmet, or
like a one that you can wear.
One I can put on. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Don't have to get me anything else. I'm just happy with that.
Here's the thing. So the way you said that makes me laugh because it's like, oh yeah, I only asked my girlfriend for one thing for Christmas this year. Most people are going to be like, oh, I know what you're going to ask them. Wink, wink, right? Yeah. No, we went straight into the, I want a Mandalorian helmet.
I want a Mandalorian helmet. I'm trying to be realistic here. I know she can't get a PS5.
It's not even wink, wink. One thing I want, wink, wink. It's not anything else.
No.
It's not relationship stuff.
No.
I
want toys.
I feel you.
I just want to be a boy again during this time.
I feel you, man. No, okay, so for me, the holidays has always been about the weather. Because I think we talked about this, a couple issues back where we said, we prefer the cold weather because you get to layer up. We want layers.
Yeah.
We don't want to take off the layers. We want to put on layers, right?
Yeah.
I'm the same way. You can control being as warm as you want, but when it's too hot and you want to cool down, you can't control that.
No, not at all.
No. So I like the weather, the feeling, when you go outside, it smells like firewood.
Now, do you like to drink warm drinks as well, too?
Yes, but it depends.
That's the thing, too. I do like drinking coffee and hot cocoa and stuff, but at the end of the day, I still like drinking a cold drink.
Oh, when it's cold?
Even when it's cold.
Like what, though?
Like a nice cold cup of Coke Zero. That's like my
not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. That's like my decompression drink, honestly. Like after a long day, I just open it. Like some people, it's like a beer or like a glass of scotch or whiskey. Me, it's like I just want a cold can of Coke Zero.
It's funny that you think of Coke, and Coke is like one of the things that forces itself to be super holiday, like a holiday drink.
That's another thing too. I love that Coca-Cola Polar Bear. During those times, they get more creative with those ads.
Andy and I went to the Coca-Cola store in Vegas.
Yeah.
It was I think 2 years back. And I think it was around the time the holiday seasons were going on. And I don't know if we did or we didn't take a photo with the polar bear that's there. It's like a live, a big old polar bear with the Coca-Cola scarf and everything. Yeah. It's the cutest thing, dude.
I think one of the ads that stuck with me as a kid was, it was a train coming. And the polar bear or something. Oh, I forgot. It was it was they had these Coca-Cola glass bottles and they threw it in an open lake that was icy cold. And they took it out. It was all frosty and everything. I was like,
oh,
remember? Yeah, it was something like that.
No, the only ones I remember are the stupid little kid polar bears that always got into trouble trying to get the Coca-Cola.
Trying to open it and stuff. I remember one was trying to open it with his mouth. I'm like, oh, my teeth were starting to hurt as a kid.
You're just like, no, stop it. It's Christmas time, dude.
It's Christmas time.
I mean, Christmas time for me started November 1st, but it's officially for most people,
most people,
95%.
Right after Thanksgiving, people start already holiday shopping because it's Black Friday as well too.
Yes.
So, but yeah. It's so when this episode uploads, it'll be December.
Let's look this up.
3rd?
Let's wait. Because we're celebrating holiday nerds now.
Holiday nerds. If you guys didn't know about the jingle bells in the beginning of this episode.
Now you know. December 2nd.
December 2nd. Oh, wow.
And guess what? We might as well make this announcement right now.
Yeah. December
2nd is about 3 days before our 6-month anniversary with the show.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. We've made 25 issues. This is issue 25.
This is issue 25.
Plus an annual, plus an issue 0 that we started. So technically 27 issues divided by 4. Yeah, it's closer to about 6 months.
That's crazy.
Consistently, too.
And then also on other stuff on top of that we do as well, too.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Hey.
We did it. Yeah. 6 months. 6 months strong.
We're not going anywhere now.
Nowhere. Can't turn back, guys.
6 months in.
All right. So we're in the mood for the holidays.
Yes.
Are we ready to start the episode? Because we got a jam-packed holiday-filled special. 4 weeks, 4 episodes. 4 issues of holiday stuff.
Just holiday nerds.
Yes. So are we ready to start?
Go for it.
Okay. It's my turn to do the intro.
For it.
Is it my turn, really?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because I messed up last week.
Yeah.
I stumbled.
Can I make it not mess? Can we?
That's a lot.
I'm hoping I don't mess up.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Hello, citizens. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour, coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California. Aiming to be Whittier's #1 podcast for all things nerdy. I'm your host, Brian.
Renee.
And welcome to the show, everyone.
Hey.
Except the mistake. Please exclude that mistake. I usually can do that so well.
I think it's now because we went so much without a mistake for a while.
And now we're trying to catch up.
I think now we're trying
Coming
to
to you
catch up.
from 12920 Philadelphia Street.
I find it weird that you say 12920. I say 12920.
Because it's easier for me to say 12920.
12920.
12920.
12920.
I think I just want a shortcut. Like even though it's the same number,
mm-hmm.
like if I were to do a timer, 12920 and 12920 still end up being the same amount of time to say. But I think in my mind it's just like a shortcut.
You think you're skipping a few steps.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make this work. That means that next week for you can't make a mistake.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
You're just gonna throw that at me.
No pressure.
No pressure.
All right. So we do have a jam-packed episode for the Holiday Nerds. We're going to do some special segments like we did with the Spooky Nerds during October. So it's going to be a 4-issue series, a 4-issue special, kind of thing that we do all month of December up until the New Year's. But we're going to do some segments that are going to be consistent for this, and we'll talk through them as they come in, and they'll appear for the next 3 issues. But before we start with this issue, we do want to talk about certain things that have been going on because of the pandemic, and
especially in the California area.
Los Angeles area.
Yeah, Southern California, Los Angeles area.
So Los Angeles just got hit with another lockdown for 3 weeks. They're going to reduce capacity to certain non-essential stores, greatly reduce it. I think they're like about 25%, and then reduce capacity again to essential stores. They're going to lock down and close down all outside dining. Certain restaurants are only going to be allowed to do, what is it called?
Just
takeout
and delivery. That's it.
Yeah. So I kind of want to talk real quick about, the meaning of the holidays and what it basically means for us and what we kind of hope to see, amongst other people. Maybe like as a reminder, I guess, because, everyone sees it differently. So, this may not be affecting other people, around the world or in the U.S. They may be having harder or, harsher lockdowns, stricter restrictions, maybe lighter restrictions. Who knows? But I feel like now more than ever, people are kind of just feeling a little bit down about the holidays.
Yeah. I think definitely it's now hitting certain people where it's like they feel like they can't do anything. I know some people were a little disappointed at how Thanksgiving turned out, but I heard a lot of other people that were actually happy with the way that Thanksgiving turned out, because I heard families that never cooked Thanksgiving before. They told me that this was their first year, and I was like, really? And they said this was actually the best time. This was actually a great time to learn, because now moving forward we might just do that.
Exactly.
It's like, I hosted Thanksgiving at my house, but it would just be basically my dad, me, my sister, and my niece, and sometimes either my girlfriend and my sister's boyfriend as well too.
Yeah.
But we've always cooked our own Thanksgiving for the past 5 years now.
Yeah.
And and that's what I think people should remember, is that, because times are tough right now, just remember that the people around you are still around you right now.
Exactly.
So.
I do want to kind of because I'll pop in Twitter every now and then when I'm bored throughout the day, and it's difficult, and I understand where the difficulty comes from, because you do see a lot of I don't want to call them influencers, like people who are, have a following. Yeah. Thank you. Who have a following that have been super, super strict and reminding people, it's like, don't host Thanksgiving. Don't go out and be with family. Don't do this. And they're saying it in a way that's it seems aggressive even though it isn't aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they find some sort of humor in it to try to make a joke out of it, which is fine, ease it into it a little bit more. Or they just sound neutral, but it sounds a little bit like aggressive.
Yeah.
It's tough, but the holidays, like you said, mean more than just, get-togethers and presents, going out to stores and buying things and visually seeing the decorations all over the place. As a kid, what got you excited about Christmas or the holiday seasons particularly, if you celebrate, any other holiday in, November, December, it's about, trying to bring that spirit, that, festivity to you. I remember as a kid, for me, the holidays wasn't so much about the presents, but, seeing family that maybe I don't see that often. Or, being at home by a fireplace, watching Christmas movies with some hot chocolate and cookies that, usually don't happen. With my mom, it was the tamales as well.
Yeah, for my family as well, too. It was just getting together and making tamales and just talking and, bullshitting. Yeah.
And I think with what's going on now, we have to be a little bit more creative. Yeah. I understand that there's a lot of people out there that can't see family members because they are at risk. They're at a higher risk of potentially contracting the virus and becoming sick.
It's best to, guys, again, it's best to stay home just to keep them safe.
Exactly.
It's not because, you have to. It's because you have to realize that you need to keep them safe at all costs. Yeah. Especially people that are super at high risk of catching this pandemic, guys.
This is the first, it's the third year that my fiance and I are celebrating Christmas in our own place. And we went a little more out than usual decorating our place because of what's going on. Yeah. And that's where the creativity comes from on our end is, we try to find ways that we can celebrate it because we can't go. We usually what my family and I do is we go out for New Year's to a different state. But this year we can't do it. Yeah. Just so that way we don't have to, restrict ourselves from our jobs or contract the virus from another state and bring it over, things like that. But we're finding ways to try to enjoy the holidays as much as possible. We have already an idea. We're going to watch certain movies. We're going to have, hot chocolate as much as possible. We have elf cookies ready with the elf hat, things like that. And I think people just kind of need to hear and, they need to hear and get some sort of positive support in the sense that, it sucks if you can't celebrate it with people. We understand that. But this is kind of like a reminder that the holidays are just much more than what is just kind of plainly laid out there. Yeah. We have to find our own creativity and make it special. Right now in Uptown Whittier where we film, it's dead silent with the whole lockdown. Yeah. But again, it's not just the people that make Christmas, right? It's not the people that just make the holiday season. For me, it's the weather. It's the feeling. It's the smell that's still out there. Yeah. And, seeing a little bit of the decor outside, which is like a reminder of what kind of season it is.
Christmas isn't technically gone. It's not taken away
from
us.
Not.
It's how we adapt to it and how we still, like you said, the season is still here. The vibe, like you said, weather and everything. You guys we just have to realize that, that Christmas is not really gone.
No, it's not. It's still there. If you celebrate Christmas, if you celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever. Is it Kwanzaa or
Kwanzaa? Yeah.
Yeah. Celebrate, other holidays and stuff like that. Just, stay positive and don't forget the feeling, even if you still can't see family members. We're going to provide holiday content here.
Definitely.
We want to. For us, it's not dead. And we want to remind our listeners as well that it's not dead. Whatever holiday you celebrate, we will make sure that it's not dead. Yeah. We want to make sure that we can provide and remind each other and everyone else that the holidays are still alive and well. Yeah. They're just in us. Definitely. We're going to do the whole Disney cheesy thing. Yeah. But more importantly, guys, stay safe. Keep your loved ones safe. Do what you guys can. Wear a mask. Avoid going out when necessary. Be cautious of your surroundings as well. Yeah. Don't be one of those Karens that's going to go out and scream at people
Karens
that don't
Kyles.
have. Kyles, thank you. But for your own safety, wear a mask. Yes. Social distance. And make sure that you protect the ones that you love as well, especially nowadays.
Yeah, it's not just for you guys; it's for everyone.
Yes,
honestly. You're protecting not yourself, but everyone else around you.
Yes. So with that said, happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays.
And we've got 3 more issues alongside with this one. Yes. with the holiday nerds. So are we ready to start?
Let's go.
All right. So first segment of holiday nerds.
Well, actually, let's.
Oh my God.
I'm kind of waiting.
I was like, I completely forgot that we had friggin' Mountain Dews. I love how we've had Mountain Dews. Oh, okay. So we've tried the blue cherry ones twice. This is our second round. And we tried the original one twice. I have the red cherry ones.
Oh, you do? I was going to get those. I saw those and I was like, no, I still have the blue ones. So
no, I got them. So next time I'll bring them.
I like how it's like we switched from drinking just bangs to whatever we want now, and now it's just strictly Game Fuel.
Until someone sponsors us, we'll be more than happy to shout you guys out and make you the official drink. Hashtag bang, hashtag Game Fuel, hashtag Mountain Dew Game Fuel.
Mountain Dew Game Fuel.
Whoever wants it. So our first segment is going to be our holiday movie recommendations.
Yes.
So we did this last time with Spooky Nerds. For Holiday Nerds, we're going to do the same thing. Renee, do you got a holiday movie in mind you want to recommend to people?
So the first one that pops in my mind is that I do always not recommend, but I always recommend Die Hard. But that's too easy, so I'm not going to do that.
Is it too easy, or is it because you don't want to?
No, it's just it's always expected of me. That's
okay.
No, but I think if anything, I'm going to go more traditional. Obviously, I'm going to recommend what is it? A Christmas Story.
Okay.
If anything, that's one of top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. Is A Christmas Story. It's that classic, story of a kid that just tries everything he can to get that one Christmas present.
A Christmas Story is the one where it's that famous scene where the kid's going up the slide.
Yeah.
And then he like gets pushed back.
Yeah, you shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah.
And I've always loved that movie, regardless if it gets played every year. I always watch it, And it's just it's so real. You go through hoops and bounds to try to tell your parents I want this specific toy. And then just to watch that movie and see the kid open up that one toy that he's been hoping for all year. Like, you feel that.
Yeah.
You feel that vibe of like,
it's a Nintendo 64!
Yeah! Yeah, just everyone's had that moment of just like, oh my God, I got it.
Did I ever have that moment? I know I've had as a kid. I wasn't an ungrateful child, but trying to think of what was
that one? Okay, if not that, what was the one toy you just got excited that you got?
What was it?
Or toy or game or something.
So it wasn't a game, but I remember when Radio Shack was still around.
Dang, you shared your age.
I remember as a kid. I'll say, okay, so can I reveal something real quick? And it'll go along with my recommendation.
Okay, so mine's over, so go ahead.
Okay, so no, it's not over. We're still
over.
talking.
No. Go, Brian.
Okay, so I'll tell you right now. First exclusive listen to from the Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. Exclusive, Okay. So I, as a 27-year-old adult, still believe in Santa. Why'd you get quiet?
What?
Okay, can I explain my reasoning for it?
Yes, please.
So it's not so much that I do believe that there is a person out there flying around and stuff like that and all this other.
Not.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
But it's more of the whole thing where it's I let people believe what they want to believe, in the sense that if they don't believe in Santa, cool, then don't. But as a kid, I was told a lot to by the time I was in first grade, Santa's not real, Santa's it's you still believe in that and kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, and I'll tell you why. So as a kid, and this goes with the Christmas Story, I wanted these RC cars that Radio Shack sold, and they were these customizable little RC cars that came in a suitcase. They were pretty expensive too. They were about I think at the time it was $40 something. Yeah. And at the time, it was $40 was a lot of money.
No, that's a lot of money.
But these were these little RC cars that were, licensed cars. So the one that I wanted was a R34 Nissan Skyline blue. And you can change the rims. You can actually change the engine, the quote unquote engine inside the car, to make it go faster, or change the turn radius of the wheels as well to make it drift. And I remember that I wanted it this year. I would think I was like in middle school when this was a thing. So I made it a mission since I was a kid to stay up and see if I could get Santa, if I can find him. Okay. And I'm not kidding you. I swear on my life. Okay. If you believe the story about the spirit that followed me, I swear to you that this is real. There was that year that I wanted that thing. I stayed in the living room in front of the chimney, sleeping on the couch. Okay. So this is the exact way I remember it. I was sleeping on the couch and I started to drift away. I remember I had a clock right next to me and it read 1:20. I heard on the roof as I knocked out and then I woke up again, the stocking had the RC cars in them. And I swear to you, I swear on my life that before I dozed off, the RC car was not there. I don't know how. Maybe my parents did something.
Put some phantom magic on
exactly. So for me, that's why.
I see it. Okay,
yeah.
I can see why.
So it's not so much that like, yeah, no, I believe there's a flying man up there with the reindeer.
If anything, there's
a mystery.
A mystery Christmas like spirit. Like there's a Christmas spirit of some sort.
Am I just a haunted human being?
Yes, but no, I'm the opposite. When I was growing up, like my parents, like they didn't force Santa Claus, the whole Santa Claus thing on me. It was like just basically the way they, we didn't, because I grew up, not like lower class. Why is because my parents didn't make a lot of money, so that basically they would just be like, well, what do you want for Christmas? I'd be like, oh yeah, well, I want this, and that's it. They would never really force the whole what do you want for Santa, and that's their fault too. So there's like they never asked what do you want to ask for Santa for Christmas, and I was just they never did that. It was like, Renee, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, I want this, this, and this. Okay, we'll see what we can do. That's it. That was it.
That was it.
That was it. There would be some presents to be like, oh look, it came from Santa. I'm like, yeah, right, liars. I'm like,
Thinking you got me? No, you didn't.
I don't know, Santa.
No, but like for reals, it's like that's why. Like for you, for instance, like if you choose not to believe in it, that's perfectly fine.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I've always embraced the idea of Santa Claus. Because I always thought, he's like the Christmas, he is the Christmas symbol.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Yeah.
I've always believed he is the Christmas symbol.
Yeah.
As of believing him existing. Probably not, but I do agree that there is a Christmas spirit that comes around, or if anything, like something always great happens in Christmas, like a Christmas miracle kind of thing.
That's fine.
I do believe in that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say this honestly, like I won't ever go ghost hunting. But if someone wants to go Santa hunting with me,
you guys want to capture a fat man?
I'm more than happy. And you know what? If someone comes up to me after this episode airs and it's like, dude, this 27-year-old man still believes in Santa Claus, yeah, go ahead, mock me. I don't care. I'll still believe in it because this whole mystery for me is still unsolved. How did the RC car get in the stocking?
Right?
Explain
that.
Explain it to me.
Come on.
I remember the clock only moved like 2 minutes. And neither of my parents are as silent as like ninjas, so it's not possible. All right, tell you right now. So that for me is that.
So that just got me really quick. That just made me think of a movie that's coming out, or it's already available to rent. It's called Fat Man. Have you seen it?
No, I've heard of it though.
Yeah, with Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
I actually think we should talk about that on the show. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the end of this month or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because that looks good. It's like an action movie of Santa Claus.
I gotta re-see it just to see the trailer.
I'll send you the trailer and because it looks pretty funny. It looks pretty funny.
I'd like talk about it at the end
at the end of this month, I think.
Okay, I'm down for it.
Okay.
So my movie recommendation, which went along with the story, is Elf. Yeah, I think I mentioned it because it's directed with Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau.
Some indie guy.
My rival, the man that has always been with me. And I didn't even know about it until like last year.
And again, guys, Mandalorian stuff won't be posted until Monday. Because upon release, people want to know what our thoughts are.
Then they have to wait until it's over.
They gotta wait until
we told you this.
Or again, wait until Monday for our commentary track, guys.
Yeah, exactly. They're out there. They're out there. Podcast or on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
You guys are not listening to them. Listen. Take a listen. You know, put time into those.
But Elf is my movie recommendation. I like the whole atmosphere of it. Mm-hmm. I completely forgot that Zooey Deschanel is in it.
I completely forgot about that too.
Yeah, and then every year I
rewatch it.
Yeah, every year I rewatch it. I'm like, oh my god, that's Zooey Deschanel. Yeah. And it's so weird to like kind of see her the way she was back then.
Same thing
to now
with James Caan. He's not in a lot of stuff.
No,
and it's funny to see him in Elf.
Yeah,
because he's the one actor that is like takes his roles seriously. He's picky. About his roles. So for him to do Elf is great. So and I love James Caan. So.
But I think that's why I love it so much is because like for, Elf, Buddy, he wants to show people that Santa is real and he tries really hard and I can kind of feel for him in that sense. But like I won't ever go to that extreme. But it's always enjoyable to see that,
Would you ever eat that spaghetti he eats?
I'm tempted to.
Really? Yeah. Man, you know what? We should.
I mean, I made spaghetti tacos for my Carly. As a video?
As a video.
All the buddies.
Try to recreate the spaghetti that Buddy made.
I'm down for it.
I'm down.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm excited now. All right. We're coming up with more content as we do this. For you guys.
For you guys and for us too.
So, yeah. So, Elf.
Elf.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
so
I see. That's a good movie, honestly.
It's my quintessential, like...
That's your recommendation.
That's
like,
my
right
top Christmas movie recommendation, holiday movie recommendation.
Cool.
All right, so Christmas Story and Elf for week 1.
Week 1. What
Perfect.
a good little way, guys.
There
good
we go.
Start.
All right, now next segment. Is this a Christmas movie? Yes or no? Ooh, yes.
What are we going to talk about this?
So we've got a buttload of them. We've got Die Hard. We have Nightmare Before Christmas. Gremlins. Harry Potter. We've got so many to talk about. So we got to pick 2 to discuss now. And here's the thing. We haven't discussed it before recording the podcast. This is all going to be a surprise to us.
Yes.
So we could either end up debating it or we could end up agreeing and it'll be really short. So the first one that we both agreed we wanted to talk about today, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Renee, is this a holiday movie?
I think it is.
Ooh,
really?
No, I think it is too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is because that's the thing. Even though it starts off kind of Halloween-y, the whole vibe of it is that, it wants to change. Well, Jack Skellington wants to change celebrating a holiday.
Yeah.
Which is Christmas and stuff, you know. And that's the thing is that even Disneyland celebrates it more
but the Haunted Mansion is changed to be Christmas themed.
That's the thing.
Yeah. I can understand that. So I've always tried to here's the thing. If you want to watch it for Halloween, go for it. No one's stopping you.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I see it as a Christmas movie in the same way that you do, that it's Christmas themed.
Yeah.
What did you mention to me last week when we were after recording that in order for a holiday movie to be a Christmas movie?
I messaged this to you where in order for a movie to be a Christmas movie, Christmas has to help further the plot, or it basically has to be part of the major plot as well too. So that's why I
would say stick more with the second one than the first one.
Yeah.
Because now, and we'll talk about the second one in a bit, which will probably be very controversial, and that's the one we're going to get hate on, depending on what direction we go on. But the second one, I do agree more with the first one, that it has to move the plot forward. That's what the first one was.
It has to get there. Like, that's why they're doing this, is because of Christmas.
I would say that's a better explanation. Because of Christmas, it is a Christmas movie. Okay. So that I agree more with.
Yeah.
And what was it, Nightmare Before Christmas? That basically is what defines it. Because about 30% of the movie takes place
in Halloween Town. But even then, Halloween is
no, it's all in Halloween.
It's all on Halloween Town.
But it's 30% Halloween, and that's being generous.
It is. That's
70% Christmas.
70% Christmas. As soon as Jack Skellington opens that door into Christmas Town, I guess. And he brings all that back to Halloween Town.
I would actually like to add another point to the whole Christmas thing. So yours was, let's remind me again. It's Christmas needs
to help further the plot.
Okay. Yeah. For me, a Christmas movie is that plus at the end of the movie, something needs to be reborn or enter into the character's development as like a growth or something like that. Like they need to grow from the events.
From the beginning of the movie, and then basically have a complete realization.
Thank you. That's the one.
Or character change because of Christmas.
Yes. So that might not be like the best, because I can guarantee you someone's going to come up with like, oh, well, this movie didn't have that. Mm-hmm. But when we talk about like Nightmare Before Christmas, the whole point that Jack gets at the end of the movie is that he just needs to be proud of who he is.
Yes.
At the end. Mm-hmm. He is good at being a Halloween king.
Yeah.
And that's that. He didn't need to change.
No, he didn't need to.
No. Yeah. Everyone's good at what they do.
Yeah.
So that was his realization. Mm-hmm. But I do agree that Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't think we'll have too hard people disagreeing with that. Honestly.
Unless they love the movie and like say, no, it's a Halloween movie.
Jack is the guy from Corpse Bride.
But can we case close this and be like, yes, the case has defined, the court has defined, or what is it? Keeping Up with the Nerds court has declared that this is a Christmas movie.
Boom, Christmas movie, stamp of approval.
You've stamp of approval. All right, so the next one, because we still got time, right?
Yeah, it's got 30 minutes.
30 minutes, cool. Okay, so then the next one, here we go. Harry Potter.
Ooh, the
entire saga.
Now, we bring this up because they do mention Christmas in every movie almost. That's the thing.
They do. So okay.
They mention it. But again, keyword.
Did you ever read the books?
I never read the books.
Okay, so I've read the books, and I've seen every movie except the last one, part 2.
Really?
I refuse.
Why?
I don't want it to end.
Oh, my God.
I've read every book. As a child, I read every book within a span of either a day or 2. Uh-huh. The last book took me almost 3 months to finish. I stopped right before Harry gets to the graveyard to, visit his parents' graves. Mm-hmm. I stopped there and I said, I can't do it. And I put it down for a couple months and then went back into it and read it in one day. And I remember crying because I didn't want it to end. I loved the series so much as a kid. So I can't bring myself to watch part 2. I know I should get over it. And I have people telling me, just get over it, dude. Grow up. No. You don't know what this meant to me.
No, I'm a Potterhead.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm a Potterhead that hates other Potterheads.
What house are you in?
Gryffindor.
You're Gryffindor. I'm a
Gryffindor.
Ravenclaw.
People will say, like, no, you're a Hufflepuff, but no.
Why do people say that?
Because J.K. Rowling changed the quota on Pottermore or whatever it's called.
So should I... Wait.
Because more people were falling into Slytherin or Gryffindor.
Oh, yeah. That was early on.
Yeah. And so I think she wanted to kind of like change, or whoever's in charge of the website wanted to change it so that more people fell into Hufflepuff. Mm-hmm. Like Andy, my fiance, is a Ravenclaw, but when she took the test again, she fell into Hufflepuff. And when I took the test again, I fell into Hufflepuff.
Okay.
So, but I was originally a Gryffindor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was originally a Gryffindor. Mm-hmm. And I can assure you right now that most people are going to be like, oh, you're a Gryffindor, I'm a Slytherin. Okay.
See, so really quick. I've noticed that the hardcore fans of Harry Potter are always Slytherin.
I'm a Gryffindor.
No, but like hardcore fans, like they don't love anything else but Harry Potter. They don't even like Lord of the Rings. They don't like Star Wars. They just love Harry Potter. Those are Slytherin houses, people, or sometimes Hufflepuff. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's always those two houses. I've seen that.
I get it. Why, though? It's because Salazar... What is his name? Salazar
Slytherin.
Yeah, he was like a misunderstood character.
Was he, though?
In a way, yeah. So it was like Draco Malfoy and stuff, and so like they want to feel for him. I don't know. I don't know what their whole thing is, but like I look, I don't care. I'm just a Gryffindor. That's all it is.
That's all I care about.
Why do we start talking about Harry Potter like this? We're supposed to discuss if it's a holiday movie or not.
This is what happens. I told you this is what happens.
So let me tell you why I decided to bring this one up. Okay, and we haven't even decided on a verdict yet. We don't even know if you think it is and if I think it's not, or other way around. Andy told me this a couple days ago as of recording. She's like, you know what I don't get? People that think that this Harry Potter saga is like a Christmas kind of thing.
The thing is, those movies get played around Christmas time on
do.
Like Freeform and ABC, or before it was Freeform, ABC Family.
Yeah. So that's understandable. Mm-hmm. But what about it makes it so that it has to play then?
Yeah.
And so I thought about it and I'm like, well, yeah, it kind of makes sense. But I'm looking at it from two perspectives. Okay? So are we ready to discuss if it is or if it isn't?
Yes.
Okay. If you talk to me in terms of the book, then yes, the Harry Potter saga could be a Christmas holiday, marathon that you can do.
Yeah.
In the movies, not so much.
No.
So, you agree with me?
I agree with you.
Okay.
It's not a Christmas movie.
So in the movies, or not in the movies, in the books, it's very detailed. They're detailed chapters when Harry spends time with Ron's family. And, they spend, when they spend Christmas time, I think there was a part where he has to spend Christmas with like Mr. and Mrs. Weasley. But like most of the time they spend, they do, because they go home for the holidays.
Yeah,
and then they spend some time, in their dorms
in the
in
Weasley
Hogwarts.
house.
Yeah. Yeah. So in those moments, it's like growth for Harry in the sense that he never had family, and now he's adopted into this because Mrs. Weasley loves him as his own child.
Oh God, I love that relationship he has with like Ron's parents.
Yeah.
It's so genuine. It's so like heartfelt.
I don't know if it's the first or second book.
It's
where they gift him a scarf.
Yeah, no, it's in the movie. The only thing that Harry gets in the first one is the invisibility cloak, but he is in the dorms.
He's in the dorms when he gets it, which
Ron.
moves it forward. Yeah,
with
okay.
Ron.
But it's the scarf that Mrs. Weasley gives him, the one that has the lettering.
I think I want to say that's the third movie.
Is it the third one?
It's I don't remember it being in the second one.
Regardless of it, in the books, when he gets gifts from Mrs. Weasley or the Weasley family, it's always like heartwarming for him because he's never had that.
No.
And so you see it in the movies, but in the books, it's explained much more in detail where he like is super confused about this whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And so, in the movies, we'll go back to back for my explanation. In the movies, Ron is kind of like, just like, ugh, I get this scarf with a letter on it. Why does she always do these handmade scarves? It's so weird. But Harry is like very grateful. Yeah. And in the books, he explains that gratitude a lot more. Kind of like explaining Ron's disgust with it and going like, oh, well, this is always the same thing. It's always weird and it's like super scratchy. But Harry doesn't see it as like a scratchy scarf. Yeah, he sees it like a warm family, his own scarf that was given to him.
A symbol of affection.
Exactly.
Towards him.
Yes. So when you read the books, those things are more progressive in his character. And so I can understand why you can argue that it is a holiday-ish themed, franchise. But the movies don't really focus so much on that. No. I would say that the first one does.
The first one does because it's what Harry gets significantly as a Christmas present that he uses later on.
Yes. And even the fourth one, too. Goblet of Fire. That's the one where they have the dance.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, they do focus on that as well, too. Yeah, more. Yeah. But that's the thing is that the reason why, and then you get people that are like, well, then why do they show it even? Well, it's because in the movies they're showing a span of a year. 1 year in Hogwarts and stuff. That's what we're seeing, honestly. So of course Christmas time is going to come and go and come by in the film as well too. But again, if we're going off of our rules, Christmas needs to help further the plot, and by the end of the movie they would have to basically change or have a rebirth, like you said, because of Christmas.
Exactly. Which they don't.
They don't. They do have that.
Okay.
But it's not because of Christmas. That's the thing.
Okay, so let's do this for about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes then. I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to say that it is a holiday-themed franchise, okay? You're going to argue against it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would imagine people who are arguing for and saying that it is a holiday-themed franchise, a saga that you can watch during the holiday season, because you have a lot of those wintry moments that are very, comfy and warmy.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of, parts where they go to Hogsmeade. And they're drinking butterbeer, warm butterbeer, and it's snowing outside. They're wearing their scarves. The moments where they have to decorate the dorms and the interiors of Hogwarts with the trees and the lights, and the dining room is like filled with all this food because they all have to gather around the dining hall and eat together in celebration of Christmas and stuff like that. It's a very family-oriented moment, and certain movies in the franchise expand on that more than others.
Yeah.
Again, Harry's first experience in Hogwarts, we spend a lot of time in Christmas. he receives the invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
He spends time with the Weasleys because I think he doesn't have a family to go home to, and so Ron invites him or something
basically,
like that.
Basically, when it comes around Christmas time, that's why in the first one he was there with Harry. I think because, so that Harry doesn't have to be alone.
Yeah.
In the Christmas, which shows how much of a friend Ron is to Harry.
Yeah. Dumbledore still gives him gifts as well. In the fourth one, the dance where he tries to ask Cho Chang, but she ends up going with Cedric Diggory.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, hated Cho Chang as a kid. Yeah. I did not like her at all.
I didn't really care for her.
That's why when he got with Ginny, I'm like, yes, my boy. It did it.
Going for them redheads.
I was more of like a Ginny.
You like Ginny more?
Yeah, in the books I did.
Well, that's the thing. I loved in the movies. They always hinted at her infatuation towards Harry. Like in the second one, you can tell that when she sees Harry at the dining room table at breakfast, she gets all like big-eyed.
Yeah,
and she's all just walks away, and then it explained like, oh yeah, she couldn't stop talking about you all summer long. It was really quite annoying.
And Harry's just kind of like, okay. Yeah. But in the fourth one, the Goblet of Fire, they spend a lot of time there because he tries to ask Cho Chang, and she says, oh, I'm already going with Cedric. And so who does Harry end up going with?
Oh, those little twins. Those twins.
Oh, that's right, because he hates that. But Ron was the one that was like forcing him to go with them so that he can go with one of them. Basically. And Harry can go with the other.
No, it was because they've always say hi Harry when they walk by him, and he never thought of it until like right before he gets turned down by Cho Chang. And basically it was like they said hi to him, and he thinks about it. He goes, wait a minute, and just runs. And then basically
that's right. And then Ron gets all like pissed off because Hermione ended up going with a big Hulk guy.
Yeah, the freaking big, I don't know.
The big dude.
What's his Crumb?
There
Crumb!
you go.
Yes! We're Harry Potter fans, guys. Don't worry.
No, you're not. So that's my devil's advocate play on why I would think that people would argue that it is.
Again, but then I have to argue that those scenes are only in there for a short amount of time. It's not, again, they're not expanded from beginning to middle to end. That's only shown at the end of the second act most of the time.
So then why is it played during the holiday season?
It's because that's the thing, is that I feel like because of the atmosphere that you presented, people automatically assume, oh, winter, Christmas time, that's it. And I think that's the mentality.
So are you saying that the Harry Potter franchise or saga, the movies, were kind of like forced into this holiday slot because of like traditions that people kind of made up?
Yeah.
And it's not something like along the lines of like, can we qualify it as a movie like Night Before Christmas or Elf?
Yeah, it's
Christmas,
more,
the Christmas Carol.
It's more the lines of like what it's shown to you, how it's shown to you, and it's like people already automatically assume that, oh, it must be Christmas time or holiday time.
Because someone's going to come up and argue to you this and be like, okay, well, it doesn't have to be like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, where Christmas is the quintessential idea, the centralized idea of the movie. You claim to say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but there's no Christmassy stuff about it.
No, Christmas music's played in the beginning of the film and it's played at the end of the film. And the only reason that Hans is there is because everyone's gone on Christmas Eve. He planned it out on Christmas. I can say this all day, guys.
The only reason I'm laughing is because I've never seen you so dead-eyed stared at me like, how the hell dare you say that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie?
It's Christmas.
It is a Christmas movie. And you're going to accept it no matter what.
Is bringing cheer to people because they're alive and they get to go home to their families on Christmas Eve.
Oh, I cannot wait. I have to rewatch Die Hard because that's going to be one of them in this segment.
That's going to be the biggest argument, guys.
I hope to the whatever Christmas gods are out there, whatever spirits, that for some reason my brain clicks the opposite way and says that it's not a Christmas movie, so we can just duke it out in a fight. That's going to be fun. That one's a fun one. But those are going to be our two for the segment.
The two for this episode, yes.
So the court says Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie. and the Harry Potter franchise
is not a Christmas movie, but it was filmed to be possibly be a Christmas movie.
Were these movies released during the holiday season?
They were always released in November. They were, actually.
Oh my God! Did we just unlock something?
You know what? I remember that.
Hang on.
They were always released in November. They were never a summer movie. Hang on,
we're gonna look this up.
Yeah, I don't think. I think they were meant to be a Christmas. Not meant to be, but they always came around. So I'm not talking away from the mic. They always came around the holidays.
Okay, here we go.
I remember the first one came out in November.
You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
November 14th, Sorcerer's Stone. June 4th, Prisoner of Azkaban. November 14th, Chamber of Secrets. November 18th, Goblet of Fire. July 15th, Half-Blooded Prince. July 11th, Order of the Phoenix. November 19th, Deathly Hallows Part 1. And July 15th, Deathly Hallows Part 2. So it's a half and half.
So that means basically I think what happened is that originally they were supposed to be released in November, but then summer blockbusters came. And it was like basically the hype of it. Yeah. And that's why they got released in July, because of the big hype of it. He's like, oh yeah, we could put a Harry Potter movie during the summer because it is a essential blockbuster film. But then the end, they were like, okay, we're ending the series. We're getting closer. Let's keep going with how it originally came out.
So it cheated its way into the holidays.
It did.
All right. The court has decided. The court has decided that it is not
a Christmas movie. Move along.
If you guys
sentence has been made.
All right, guys. So that's going to conclude the segment of Is this a holiday movie? Christmas movie.
Fun.
That was good.
That was really fun.
I told you it was going to be a fun segment. Yeah. But if you guys have anything to say about this, defend it. Defend whatever it is.
We're happy to hear your opinions.
Hit us up on Insta.
They're right or wrong. Yeah. Mostly wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, let us know on Instagram, on Twitter, or on our YouTube comments section. Fight us. We want to know so that way we can mention you in the next episodes or the next issues. And, we'll maybe change our minds. But once the court has decided, I don't think it's going to shift.
No.
Especially
for Die Hard. Die Hard is already pre-stamped, but I will duke it out.
I'm still laughing because I've never seen you defend something so hard. Is that how I look like in terms of like trying to defend things?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh man. That's great, dude.
You're excited now.
I'm so happy. How much time we got?
47 minutes.
We're at 47 minutes?
Yeah, we're doing good time.
Oh my God. All right, so before we move on to our our nerd talk.
Yeah.
Our nerd. We still got to do some nerd talk. We still got to do some nerd talk.
Keeping up with the nerds.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
So, my fiance told me this it was around this week.
Yeah.
Cuz we did a little Thanksgiving celebration. It was me, my fiance, my mom, and my brother who tested and made sure that they weren't positive or anything. My mom had COVID and she's perfectly fine now, healthy, so she's all good. My brother is to the extreme. Wears masks everywhere. Doesn't go out unless it's his job or go into the grocery store to get stuff for my mom. Yeah. He legitimately takes care of my mom. My brother is a freaking trooper.
That's awesome
during this time. So props to him for this. Ryan is his name. Shout out to Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan
for being a trooper in all this and taking care of my mom, especially in these times.
Yeah.
Even when she was sick and stuff. But they came over and we had a little Thanksgiving dinner where I cooked everything. I did the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the green beans. How heavy was
the turkey?
Huh?
How heavy was the turkey?
15 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty
22
good.
pounds.
You what?
I got 22-pound turkey.
Okay, it's not like we're trying to show off who's bigger.
Yeah. But I won.
Anyways, so we went the day before Thanksgiving. We were trying to find a syringe to insert butter and wine into the turkey.
Oh, is that what you do? I don't do that.
Yeah, I do.
I put just the seasonings, thyme, rosemary.
I'll tell you my secret afterwards.
Butter in the skin and stuff.
I'll tell you my secret afterwards. I'm gonna. I don't know if I should tell people. Maybe if people are interested and want to know how I cook the turkey.
I think so. They're you know.
Then I'll wait for them to tell you or comment somewhere and ask. And if a lot of people ask, then yeah, because it is a family ish recipe.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Keep it a secret.
Yeah, exactly. For now, let's see if people are interested.
Go for it.
But we were looking around, and so we couldn't find anything at like any like grocery stores. We couldn't find anything at like Target, so we decided to go to Walmart. And so we wanted to find these. I forget the little bottle but it's a bottle of like butter and jalapeno that comes with like an injector, a syringe.
Oh yeah,
so
I've seen those. Yeah.
I didn't care for that. I just wanted the syringe. It was like $3. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? It's a disposable syringe. I only need it for the night, and then I can spend the $13 on an actual like good syringe. So we went to Walmart to find it, which we finally found it. And as we're going to the cash register, I look at like, because Walmart usually sells like a lot of like Hispanic bread and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, and I turned to my fiance and I go like, you know what bothers me about this brand of bread is that I don't know how they get away with bimbo as their
That's so true.
And so she started cracking up, and she's like, why does everything bother you so much? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't let a lot of things bother me. It's like, yes. Don't you ever notice that you constantly, and it like was like a window shattering thing. It's like, don't you ever notice that you'll like start your conversations with a lot with like, it's the one thing that bothers me.
And I'm like, grinds my gears.
Yeah, that's what I told her. And so I was just like, no. And I kind of thought about it. It's like, yeah, don't you ever wonder why my mom always makes fun of you, like by kind of like by like talking about certain things and then saying it's like, yeah, that kind of bothers me, huh? Doesn't it, Brian? And somehow you just fall victim and agree to it. And I'm like, oh crap. That she actually notices. Right. Do I say that? Do I let things bother me a lot? Be honest.
No, I think.
Be honest.
I don't think
it's bothering me that you're not being straight.
You know what bothers me, Renee, is that you're not telling me a straight answer. That bothers me so much. No, I think I'm really trying to evaluate. I think you always are opinionated, if anything, which is you almost shot out game fuel your mouth right now. I think you're just very opinionated, which is fine. I'm used to that. I have friends that are very opinionated, and it's like,
that gets me in trouble, especially with friend of the show Rebel.
Well, he's strongly opinionated as well too.
I know he is. That's why we always clash.
That's why you guys always clash.
We were trying to be civil during the annual episode or the annual issue.
That's us civilized.
That was civil. Yeah. We had an agreement. There was a spoken gentleman's agreement. But not yell at each other.
You losing your voice by the end of the podcast kind of thing. No, but I think I mean, yeah, you sometimes do always open with like, do you know what really kind of like gets me mad or gets, bothers me and stuff? You do kind of open with that when it comes to something about your opinion.
Okay. I can live with that.
See,
what am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say like, oh, you know what? It bothers me that bothers me. So I'm going to change my ways of like living.
And you know what? That bothers me.
All right. But can we go back to the bread real quick?
Okay,
we've established this. We got our nerds news.
That's the thing. It's like bimbo. Yeah, that's
okay.
I mean, I've always noticed that too.
So we'll get to our nerd news in a bit. We got 30 minutes.
Yeah, we still got 30.
So, and this is probably gonna be a most 20-minute conversation, but give me 5 minutes with this bimbo bear, okay?
Bear.
So you said that you never like that. It's kind of like weird, right?
If you put, yeah. If you think about it, yeah.
Okay, so the way my fiance says it, it's because the bear's name is Bimbo.
Bimbo.
Oh. Like you say it with like a Spanish accent. It's Bimbo, not Bimbo. It's Bimbo.
Yeah,
but like for me, growing up, even as a kid, I was like, I know that the bear's name is Bimbo, but in English it's Bimbo.
Yeah.
And you like that's not a good word to say. Like it's not no, it's not. So why the hell did they not change the name?
Right.
It's Bimbo the bear.
Bimbo the bear. Like honestly, like I sound really white, guys. You can tell by my voice. So when I see stuff like that, I'm gonna say bimbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go the extra mile because of my heritage and go bimbo. Bimbo, guys. Like no.
No, it's not. So it's funny, and like I kept going on about this with my fiance, and she's like, I love how when you get bothered by something, you just keep going on a roll, and like it goes on and on. Because I was also bothered by the bread names like roles and stuff like that. I forget what else it was called, but then this led on to this conversation about another pastry, another like Mexican pastry called gancitos. If you know what those are,
you have to explain what.
I'll bring you some next time when I get them. I love them. It's this like fluffy angel cake with a layer of strawberry jam on top.
Covered in chocolate?
Covered in chocolate.
Yes.
Okay, so my dumbass literally thought that gancitos was the name of the bread.
Yeah.
And Andy was like, no, gancito means little goose. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, what? Because I love gancitos. And I'm like, well, gancitos is so unique because it's like, it's the name of the bread. It's not like rolls are like roles, you know? Like, oh, it's like Bimbo the bear sells roles. Also, Bimbo the bear sells rolls? Yeah. Cool. No, it's like gancitos are like the bread. She's like, no, gancitos means little goose. And I'm like, dude, for the longest time, I thought this little dude was a duck. Let me show you. It's a goose. It's a goose with a backwards hat that skates.
Wow.
Let me find you
That's funny. But those are good, honestly. Those little chocolate. It's a Mexican chocolate covered Twinkie.
Yeah.
But with just an extra jam layer on there, which is super good.
It's freaking fantastic.
I had those for the first time when I was like 12, and I was like, "Oh my god, these are so good."
But ganso means goose,
and
which
gato
I didn't.
means cat.
Look, does he not look like a duck?
That's a duck.
That's a duck.
That's a duck. The bill is super wide. His bill is wide. It's not like long like a goose. That's okay, guys. Come on. South of the border.
I'm gonna hear this from Andy when she gets home.
Come on, guys. South of the border. You could draw something better than that.
I'm gonna hear this from Andy when she gets home. She's like, "You really wanted to talk about this?" Yes, because it's a duck, not a goose.
You made it onto the podcast, Andy. Shaking your head right now as you're driving back home.
Should I have a segment called "Things That Grind My Gears"?
Oh, that'd be kind of funny.
I don't know. Maybe
we'll see.
I'd be too tired for it.
We'll see how the listeners feel about it after this. We'll see.
I can't. I hope that
maybe
there's like
every other episode.
I hope someone. They don't have to be Mexican, but I hope that like Spanish speaking listeners will like listen to this and be like, "This guy's a freaking idiot."
And we are.
Not you. You're the smart one. Apparently, I'm the dumbass over here that didn't know that Bimbo was like it was the name of the bear and Gancito meant little goose.
Oh my god!
But with that, can we transition over to the big nerd story of the day? Renee, what am I excited for in December?
Christmas presents.
What I'm excited for other than Christmas presents?
Cyberpunk.
Yes! We haven't talked about this at all in any of the issues.
No, we haven't talked about it like solely. It's always something that we mention, but we never really talked about it.
No, and I'm surprised because there's been so many announcements since like 2013.
There's been like the final trailer and stuff like that.
Okay, so, oh my God. Technically, we've had 6 months to talk about this.
Yeah.
But in the last 6 months, and we could have too, because in the 6 months that we've been working on this, they've delayed the game like 3 times.
Yeah.
So we could have talked about this. But I'm choosing to bring this up now.
Yeah.
Because as well, when this episode releases, the game comes out 8 days from now. It comes out 8 days from now.
Yeah.
So, are you a big fan or excited for Cyberpunk?
I'm actually really excited for Cyberpunk, honestly. Just like the potential it has and stuff to be a really good game. I'm really excited to see how that all will be when it does release. Mm-hmm. I'm interested, if anything. You, on the other hand,
I'm hyped.
You've been hyped since the first time it even got announced.
Wait, say that again?
You've been hyped ever since the first day it got announced.
Okay, I thought you said before it even got announced. I'm like, wait, how did I even know that it came out when it got announced? Somehow
you got your
magically.
ways, Brian.
No, so this game was announced in 2013.
Yeah.
And it's had multiple release dates to the point where I can't even go. I can go as far back as like 2015 release date, basically 2016. It was basically promised every other year. And in 2020, this was last year's E3. They said, guys, it's coming out April 2020. Keanu Reeves comes out. He
You're
promises.
beautiful.
No, it's not. Is it You're Beautiful?
Yeah.
No.
No,
Andy corrected me on this before. She's like, it's not that, Brian. Come on.
No, he says
you're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. Yeah. No.
Whatever. You know what it is. It was that part
it's
where
Keanu being Keanu, guys.
It's Keanu being the most wholesome human being out there. But he promised us. He came out and said April 2020
as bringing in Keanu Reeves.
And then what do they do to me, Renee? What do they do to me? They delay it.
They delayed it
to September 18th.
Oof.
You know what's September 19th?
What?
My birthday.
Oh.
So how excited do you think I was to get the game on September 18th?
You were.
Yeah.
Were.
Then they delayed it again to November. Okay, cool. It's another 2 months. I can wait for that, right? Then what do they do to me again?
Delayed it like what? Like
23 more days.
23 more days. Might as well just delay it 77 more days.
77 years.
77
57 years.
57 years?
57 years
Jesus.
From here. But they delayed it to December 10th. They said they just needed to fix up a couple things.
Okay. That's fair. I guess if you're going to make the game spectacular. Amazing.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Supposedly stuff has been coming out that have been saying like even the devs who have been playing this game to test it have played it in 157 hours and still haven't finished the game. I think the most I put in a game in the last 2 years is like 80 hours, and that was Fallout 76.
Jesus.
So to put twice that amount, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I know you don't have a gaming console yet.
Not yet.
When you get a PlayStation 5, would you be buying it?
Oh, definitely. It's probably digital though.
So what interests you so much about this? I mean, I can go on and on about it, but I want to know about like your excitement.
For me, it's like I've never been interested. Well, I guess when I was younger, I never really cared for like open world stuff or character progression and creating stuff like an RPG essentially. But the thing is that the way that Cyberpunk was presented and the way that you can go about this world, I like the story, if anything, or like not the story, but like
the theme,
where it's all cyberpunk stuff. You know, you could just go around, become either like a criminal or help the city that you're in as well too. Like you can, it's kind of like Fables in a way that I like. That's why I like Fables as a game. You know, Fables. Sorry,
yeah.
Fables
is the comic book.
Yeah, Fables. Yeah. Yes, and I like that you could just go on your own path.
There's three. There's the Nomad, the Corpo, and the Street Kid that they're going to be doing. Now, were you, because you've played Skyrim, or you played like the Elder Scrolls games, right? You've played some Fallout, or you've never played Fallout?
I never played Fallout. I've played a little bit of Skyrim, like at least with friends, that I've watched them, what they do and stuff, and like, oh, that's really interesting and stuff like that.
Did it interest you at all or no?
Skyrim?
Yeah.
Again, it was because the whole open world thing really kind of overwhelmed me. But that's the thing, in Cyberpunk, it seems like it's a good way of segueing into that, for me at least. It doesn't feel so huge, at least in my opinion, where it's like I can start by going down a certain missions and paths I can do. And plus, I think what really got me interested is that Keanu Reeves is also part of it as well too. He has a character in it that you meet along the way.
He did a lot of the motion capture too.
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see that as well too, and how you run into him in the game and stuff like that.
It's interesting because I kind of fall into the same category as you, where it's like the themes is what really drags me into these open world games. I remember spending like a lot of hours in Skyrim, but Fallout for me was like the thing. Yeah. But it was because the theming was so different. Elder Scrolls is more of like, medieval, foresty, swords and wizards and magic and stuff like that, kind of dragons and stuff, It was more mythical, whereas Fallout was more science. And science is what captivates me, which is what brought me into wanting to play Cyberpunk. I don't think it's going to be as expansive, maybe, hopefully, knock on wood, that's what they're aiming for. Yeah. But it is, I hope that's what's captivating me to be super excited for this. In terms of, what was it? Kind of like the release pattern of everything that we've been seeing, IGN has released the preview, the final preview of this game. A lot of news outlets have been reporting, things like Inside Gaming, Kotaku, I think, was the one that reported it too. Physical copies have been out in the wild. Yeah. Have you seen those photos?
No.
I'll show you one afterwards. Okay. It's a PlayStation 4 cover that looks pretty legitimate too. Oh, And then someone streamed, I think, 2 hours of it illegally on Twitch.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, so there's that. And then Dr. Disrespect also signed, I guess, with CD Projekt Red to officially stream the game December 10th. A DMCA free music stream specifically for Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
So it's leading up to it releasing December 10th.
Okay.
But it's funny to me because there's still a lot of news outlets that are reporting as in like there is a more than likely chance that it will come out December 10th. But there's still some doubt.
I think because it's been pushed back so much that people don't want to hype it up yet.
They want to kind of like
they want to make sure that in case it does happen, they're like, okay, fine.
We told you.
Yeah, we
told you.
No, I feel like a December release would be the smartest route because of the holidays. And
financially
stuff like that.
or for you?
No, financially for just people in general, so that they can get it for Christmas and stuff like that. It's a Christmas present essentially.
It's the next Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
for people. Yeah. So do you have your bets placed that it comes out December 10th?
I'm going to say it will. I feel like it will. You're hoping.
Yeah. That's all I can hope.
At this point, you're just hoping.
To me, I posted it on Facebook, on my Facebook when they said, there's like, when I think it was IGN that was like reporting, it's like, oh yeah, there's physical copies out in the wild. I'm like, yeah, and I just saw Bigfoot out in the streets of LA.
There you go.
So it's like I'm not going to see it until it's in my hand.
Yeah,
I don't believe it,
Yeah, you won't believe it until you actually get it.
Exactly.
Like, you don't care if anyone else gets it. You're just like,
I don't care if my next door neighbor
it didn't come
has
out until I got it.
Exactly. We actually talked about this before, but I pre-ordered. Hopefully, it's still there. The collector's edition.
Yeah, which is interesting. So if people don't know what's in the collector's edition, explain. Or do you want to wait?
Well, I can I don't remember everything off the top of my head, and I don't mind explaining it.
Yeah.
It's basically going to be the statue of V, who's the main character, flying off of his motorcycle. It's a statue.
So cool.
It's going to have like a bunch of artwork. It's going to have some pins and some patches. It's going to have, I think, the music as well for Cyberpunk that was used in there. It's just a bunch of goodies, and the map of Night City as well, which would be pretty good. A steelbook case as well, and I'm a steelbook case collector too. Yeah. But we were talking about this, and I don't know. Are people interested in maybe seeing a unboxing?
I think they're interested to see your reaction to the box.
You told me that, but are there people really like comment? Like, did they talk to you about that?
No,
or?
I just feel like it's something that we've talked about in the podcast before, and I know that our listeners know that you're excited for Cyberpunk 2077.
Do I mention it at least like once every couple of issues?
Yeah. Well, we talk about it once or twice. That's the thing. We never really dedicated like a segment into it. We've always mentioned it. We always mentioned it on the show.
Well, this is the segment to hopefully getting that. So by issue 28, the game would have already been out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because issue 26 releases, I think, like day of or like a couple days before Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's like December 9th actually. The issue 26 will be on December 9th.
Okay. So let's make a deal. We'll make the unboxing. That's something that our listeners can look forward to at our YouTube channel.
Another video. I think it's been a while since we put out a video.
I'm gonna make a deal right now. Okay.
Yeah.
By the time this episode comes out, I will have a Let's Play released already on our YouTube channel, and I will have another Let's Play going to be released by the end of the week. I'm making myself that promise.
Right here.
So I can actually get to work on it. Yeah. Because there's a lot of stuff that we've been talking about planning and making sure that we get it done before the year ends. So we'll do that. We're going to make this happen.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas gift. All month long. So we'll see what happens with Cyberpunk at this point. But they've said that it's the final previews. Things are going out there. The one thing I did see that was kind of like mean of IGN to do was that they released an article that said, comicbook.com, that said Cyberpunk DLC delayed again.
Oh god.
And I don't think I read the DLC right. So when I said Cyberpunk delayed again, I was like, oh crap. Like, god, no.
Oh man.
That is just the DLC.
Oh, no. No.
All right. How much time have we got on the podcast?
I got an hour and 8 minutes.
Hour 8 minutes. You want to talk about anything else?
No, I mean, what else was there to talk about?
They basically also kind of quickly went over the whole King Kong and Godzilla movie that was supposed to come out.
We can briefly talk about that
because we discussed it last week.
About the whole thing. But now it's like, okay, moving forward, This is a movie that has it been made already? Did they film some of it?
Projected to come out May 21st of 2021 is what they said.
Okay.
This is according to the comicbook.com article that was released.
So actually, that should be either wrapping up or done filming, because the special effects take about what?
It takes a while.
It takes a while. Like, I want to say almost under a year to do the special effects.
But that was the thing, is that they never even, like, every movie, a lot of major movies usually get announced that they say, like, oh, it started filming or it has wrapped up production.
This one didn't.
No.
And so that's why I'm shocked to hear that it's aiming towards a May 2021 release.
So this is what it says. This is according to the comicbook.com article. It says the film was intended to be released in theaters May 2020, but in addition to various production delays, was also pushed back due to COVID-19 before landing on a November 20th, 2020 release date. That was then scrapped for a May 21st, 2021.
So we don't even know who's like in the movie, who's gonna be, because in like King of Monsters and stuff, I know that they were like showing like, oh yeah, Millie Brown, was her name Billy? The girl from
Millie Brown. Well, yeah, we know who it is from.
Yeah, from Stranger Things. Like they made a big deal that she was going to be part of the movie as well too, and also the actor that was in that plays Tyrion Lannister. The father Lannister? He's going to be a part of it as well too. So it's like they were basically saying like, oh yeah, King Kong versus Godzilla, that's going to come out soon. I was like, okay, cool. They didn't announce any actors that'll be part of the film or anything like that.
When did King of Monsters come out? I'll tell you right now, I watched...
Came out 2 years ago, I think.
Did it really?
Yeah, it came out 2018.
Let me take a look. 2018. King of Monsters. It came out in 2019.
2019?
Yeah.
It came out like a...
No.
Wow.
Because, okay, here's the thing. So, Godzilla King of Monsters, as much as people don't think that the movie franchise is, like, any good, King of Monsters, the first time I watched it, I went with friend of the show, Bishop, and his girlfriend to go watch it at the, what is it called? The ArcLight in LA.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. And we went there, and they had this, they decorated the dome with Godzilla's head popping out. Then I went to go see it with my friend John. I saw it a couple times beforehand, and then I took Andy to go watch it with me in 4D. Yeah. And in 4D, dude, that movie is fantastic. I love, as much as people want to hate, the critics will hate Godzilla King of Monsters. No, Godzilla King of Monsters is fantastic.
King of Monsters was great, honestly. It was everything that needed to be in a Godzilla movie, especially a movie that's released from the U.S. It's, I don't know who directed the first Godzilla that came out in
I don't remember.
That came out in 2016, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and man, I think I remember, like, the thing was, what made people mad about the first Godzilla movie was that it was the trailer, how it was marketed, where it was made that Bryan Cranston was going to have a bigger role in it. We were going to see monster fighting up to yin yang, and when we saw the movie, it was complete opposite. Complete opposite. Which, again,
this is the first one, right?
The first one. Remember, like, before, like, a fight happened, it would, like, just pan out and just follow the human characters in the movie, and you're just like, I don't care, I want to see Godzilla take on these fucking...
All the fighting was, like, done at the end.
Yeah, it was like it was like kind of like background.
Yeah.
Which was like, okay.
It's still a beautiful movie.
No, it's still good, but it's at the same time, it's like the way that it was marketed wasn't right. It didn't stay true to it. That's why I think fans were a little disappointed, some at least. So that's why it's like when King Kong came out, King Kong Skull Island, that was great. That was fun. I like that movie a lot. I like Kong Skull Island, but
King of Monsters.
King of Monsters? You like that more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
are you Godzilla fan or King Kong fan? Like, which
I'm a
one are you?
fan.
Which one would you root for in the fight?
I feel like saying I can't. Like, I can't. Like, I don't. I think I'm too much of a baby to choose a side because I feel like people. What'd you say?
I'm King Kong.
You're King Kong?
I like King Kong.
I want to say I'm Godzilla, but that's only because I grew up with the Godzilla movies more than I did with King Kong. Like, what is it? The Jackson movie, the King Kong one?
Oh, that one's, I think it's called King Kong.
Yeah, but who directed it again?
Peter Jackson?
Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
I grew up with that too, but it didn't impact me as much as like the old school Godzilla movies because that's what my dad like raised me on and stuff like that. And I understand that there's like hardcore Godzilla fans and stuff like that, but Godzilla like for me is, the monster that I grew up with. I had, the little action figures and the big old Godzilla doll.
See, that's
like
weird.
Thing.
Godzilla never hit me as a kid. I've always appreciated Godzilla and I've always, admired Godzilla, but I never really got into it. I don't know why. It just never appealed to me just watching a giant monster destroy stuff. And I was just kind of like, I'm more of like a superhero guy, or like I want like a good guy to like, always stop the monster and stuff like that.
I was always interested in the idea of Godzilla as a kid. And this was in middle school as well.
Yeah.
I was like a studious nerd as a kid, but like I didn't like school, but I was like always studied things on my own. So I think I mentioned this to you, like in elementary school, I would study like Greek mythology and ancient Egyptian mythology as well, just for fun. And that was the thing. And so Godzilla for me, when I, was able to look into it more with the access of the internet and stuff like that, I fell in love with the idea that Godzilla was more of like Japan's, like when they created Godzilla was more along the lines of like they punished themselves for what they did. And so Godzilla, born from the nuclear blast, basically came and destroyed Japan. And so that was their kind of like, we apologize for what we did during the war kind of thing. And so I fell in love with that idea. And I get that the new movies don't really captivate that as much because really. Godzilla is more of like a friend rather than an enemy.
He's not, that's the thing. He's more of like a guardian kind of way. Not even a protector.
But that's where King of Monsters did well for me. Yeah. More than the first one did. We can talk about like Godzilla 2001. I think it was the one.
Oh, with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, we can talk about that one, but like that's like kind of like we can put that.
That one basically just took the name Godzilla and like I don't know who directed that and thought like, oh yeah, no, this is totally a Godzilla film.
Yeah. No, it's kind of it lost the idea. King of Monsters grabbed that because, and it's funny that you mentioned that in the first one people were like, well, there's not a lot of monster fighting, so it's like, ugh. And then we get a lot of monster fighting in the second one, and people are still upset because there wasn't enough story. It's like choose one or the other.
No, there was plenty of story.
Not enough for people. That's what happened is that the story didn't make sense to people. But for me, I enjoyed that movie because we got the monsters. We got Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidra. It's like, oh, this is so great. I hope if it ever comes out in 4D again, if a theater picks it up, I will send you the link and we're going to go. Okay. Because holy crap, man, it is an experience to watch that movie in 4D. I'm still in love with it to this day. But, King of Monsters did something really well. Then in the end of the movie, they ask, is he still going to be friendly? I forget who says it, but it's like, for now. Good, because Godzilla is not just a friend and a protector. He's doing this to keep balance amongst the monsters. He is the king of monsters and will oversee everything. And this whole idea of like, the balance of Earth and humanity basically disrupted the monsters. That's why they're acting this sort of way, But the moment we disrupt it again, is Godzilla going to turn on us? Yeah. And that's what I liked about it. So going back to the whole King Kong or Godzilla versus King Kong, for it to be out on a streaming service instead of it going straight into theaters, is that going to make you at all upset or anything? Because we talked about it just not even being announced.
That's the thing is, I think, because it's like the excitement. Again, it goes alongside with Wonder Woman where it's like the excitement of seeing the movie in a theater with a crowd of people, again, that you all have a mutual love to, you all are there to experience the same thing. See an amazing movie right in front of your eyes. And I think that's going to be the takeaway, is that when it's going to be released, was it HBO Max?
There was a deal that they wanted to get it on another service, and then HBO Max, because it's developed by Warner Brothers, they kind of swooped in and was like, hey, this is ours, guys. we're gonna put it out. We got HBO Max now, guys.
We're gonna put out Wonder Woman. What happened, guys? I don't know where that voice came from.
That's the thing of stuff on the spot,
But that's the thing. So it is a bit of a letdown that it's gonna come out on the streaming platform. But at this point, with everything that's going on, I'm just happy to see the movie, to be honest. I want to see this movie, and at this point, I don't care how. I just want to see it.
Okay, I'm gonna jump on that boat, and say like, that's the mentality I want to have. Okay, to wrap it up, because I know we're a little over.
Yeah, we're a little over, but it's fine.
I'm gonna jump on the boat and be like, this is the mentality I want to have, right? But I will never forget. There are certain cinematic experiences I won't ever forget.
Yeah.
Okay, most of them involve Bishop because he's the one that made me fall in love with movies.
Yeah.
When we went to go see what is it called?
King of Monsters?
Not King of Monsters. The Room. Disaster Artist.
Oh, Disaster Artist.
The Disaster
I just
Artist.
watched that recently again.
Yeah.
That was great.
We went to the ArcLight. It was just me and him. We watched the movie.
Yeah.
And we freaking loved it to death.
Good.
Like, it was so fantastic.
That's a good movie.
Then we went to go see King of Monsters. And I'll never forget that experience.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget the experience to watch that movie in 4D with Andy. Freaking fantastic. The smile on her face afterwards, like, oh my God, this is so great. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I've seen that movie like 4 times already before. So to see it again and make me have a smile, like, yeah. So that's the shame. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to be like, crap. Like, it's not going to be in theaters anymore. But I want to have the mentality that you have. Yeah. It's like, at least we're going to watch it. Yeah. It's not in theaters.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So I kind of understand where, like, the people that are so about Wonder Woman is. Yeah. And then quickly, you mentioned that Black Widow might be coming out on streaming services.
It might be. I know that someone told me that basically all the, like, investors and higher-ups of Disney and Marvel are going to meet up, I think, in the next 5 days or something like that. And they're going to basically discuss how the rest of these, because there's a lot of stuff that they filmed, like Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and obviously Black Widow's been on the back burner for so long. I think they said that they're going to try and maybe do something with it on
a
Disney
premium
Plus,
thing.
A premium thing again.
Which
now,
is stupid.
Little thing. Would we pay that for Black Widow, though?
Holy Jesus.
For Mulan, we all understand why, but this is Black Widow. And I think...
No, because if we buy into it, we'd be hypocrites.
That's true. Damn it. But now you're thinking about it. So we're going to end the show there, guys.
Is there... Okay, by the next issue.
Next issue, we're going to have to talk about it because I think we'll know something by then, if anything.
Yeah.
I think something will be announced by then.
Let's hope. All right, guys. So before we wrap this up and Renee does the outro, just a reminder, depending on the audio platform of your choice to listen to this or to listen to us, just a reminder, you can find these podcast episodes on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, Google Podcasts coming soon, as well as our YouTube channel. Everything will be in the description, so go ahead and follow us on everything if possible. Help support, spread the word around, let people know what you think about the show, and let us know what you think about the show as well. You can comment on our YouTube videos as well. Follow us on our socials on Twitter and Instagram. Just look up Keeping Up with the Nerds, and just let us know what you guys think. We post daily on our Instagram. Not daily, but we do post, reminders of when the episodes actually air. Thank you, Renee, for that.
No problem.
And our Twitter as well. So just let us know. More than happy to talk to you guys as well. And, we hope that you guys enjoy the content that we're providing as well. Yeah. Keep an eye out for the YouTube channel. We will be uploading some stuff for the holidays. We're going to be mindful about that.
Yes.
As well as the business cards, which we've been promising for months at this point. They will be done soon. And once they are out, we will announce them on our Instagram. So if you want them, please keep an eye on that and follow us on there, because if you want one, we're only doing a limited run.
Yep.
So let us know and visit us so you can get one.
Definitely.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it. You've said it.
Commentary track only on Spotify, Podbean, and Apple Podcasts for The Mandalorian. We're waiting for that to wrap up. Then we'll have a full-on dedicated episode.
Which won't be probably until the end of this month or January.
Yeah. So, keep an eye out for that as well. So, with that said, Renee, take it away.
I just have an idea right now. Should I do the outro in that voice I just did?
Do you want to?
I want to try. Or would that be too much?
No. Okay, if you're going to do it, do it, but dedicate it.
Got it.
All right, here we go. Oh, do you want to end out with the music?
No, that's fine. We'll do it with something that you'll find later on.
Okay, for sure.
I trust you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you for that. Thank you for giving me more work.
Take us out, Renee.
Thank you, citizens, for listening to the issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. I'm your host, Renee. And this is Brian, coming to you from 1920 Philadelphia Street, Winter, California, recording at Undercity Comics. We thank you, citizens, once again, and hope to see you all next time.